Alright, welcome to Cake Wars, the most difficult game in the world. As you can see, it's gonna be a really hard game to win here, and I have to, focus and start sweating, because that's how Cake Wars is. Definitely difficult, extremely difficult. So, anyways, story time. When I was in 7th grade, I had my school's athletics class. Basically every other day we had a weight room day for my group. My group was considered the weak group because, you know, I'm weak like that. Not really. It was like you had to bench like 40 wait, I don't remember what it was. I never got my max, but everyone was just talking, you know, everyone was happy, having a dandy old time. When the coaches walked in, they're like, hey, what the heck, why are you talking? That's not allowed, you can't use your mouth. So then they just like, okay, well, I am feeling really grumpy today, so the coaches just are like, alright, we're just gonna smoke you for the entire class. And if you don't know, smoking is basically making someone, punishing someone with workouts. And in our athletics class, our coaches weren't exactly the most nicest people ever. So their intelligent decision was just like, alright, we're just gonna make them do rocket jumps. So if you don't know, rocket jumps are basically squats, where you just basically go into the squatting position and you just basically jump up from the squatting position. You should definitely follow me across this bridge. I don't see you at all. Oh, okay, never mind. I guess you do. I do. Yeah, so we were just sitting there just doing rocket jumps for the entire class period, and you had to jump every time that they blew their whistle. So basically, until they blow their whistle, you're just kind of sitting there in the squatting position, without touching the floor. You're just squatted down, waiting to jump back up. And actually, it's hard to jump up, but it's much more relieving on your legs because you're not using those muscles. They didn't really seem to care that much. Why do I have a wooden sword? I didn't realize that. That would explain a whole lot. Wow, okay. Yeah, so we're just basically squatted there, and they're just pep talking us, thinking that the information they tell us we're gonna use for the rest of our lives. But, of course, we're not going to. We don't care that much. And, so yeah. What the heck? How did I die? That's just depressing. Okay. We're just kind of, you know, minding our own business, wanting to survive till the end of the class period, and they're like, hey, we're just going to try to make it to 15 rocket jumps, but if someone doesn't do the rocket jumps, then we're going to start all over again. So previous to that, or prior to that, we were doing about maybe 40 to 50 rocket jumps, so kids are already really worn out, because if you didn't notice, when you don't do, this was this 3rd or 4th week of school, I think. I'm not sure. It was pretty early on, so everyone is unathletic because this was the first athletics period that they had at all, and so basically everyone was just super weak. So no one could really do the workouts. If I'm I couldn't. I was struggling at around 40 or 50. So yeah, I just was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna not stop doing them because I don't want everyone to get mad at me for not doing them. Oh yeah, but wait, I can't do them. So I'm over here just sacrificing my legs because I don't want people to be mad at me, to the point where I literally cannot even move anymore. I'm falling, I fell over 2 or 3 times whenever I landed because, you know, my legs were kind of giving away because I couldn't support myself. We finish, and I can barely even stand. I tried standing up and I just fell over because it was it's just that much of a workout. So my friend just comes over and he starts helping me out and trying to help me stand up because I can't support myself, and I have to lock my knees and walk like a robot basically, and just have my legs at 90-degree angles whenever I'm walking. So I try to walk out into the locker room. I'm struggling, and I'm stretching though because I'm not stupid. Yeah, but so essentially I just, you know, couldn't support myself. And this kid in my athletics class named we'll just call him Timothy. Why not? Not his real name, but who cares? So he's just like, hey, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna start kicking out Josh's legs, which is me, by the way. way. And because I think it's funny that he can't support himself and walk like a normal human being. So this kid just starts kicking like my ACL area of my leg, just like knocking out my legs from underneath me, thinking it's absolutely hilarious, and everyone else thinks it's hilarious, and I think it's funny. It's mostly just, you laugh at trauma. So I'm just like, okay, well, I'll probably be sore tomorrow, but I should just be fine, just a heavy workout, Yeah, so next day, start getting progressively sore, as expected, and just, like, going through the day, as usual, and then all of a sudden, I start getting, like, really sore, like, extremely sore, like, way too sore. Is this guy an alt? Doesn't matter. So, yeah, I just get progressively sore throughout the day, and it gets, like, really bad, like, where it hurts to, like, sit down and stand up. And my friend is like, hey, what if this is something, like, actually, like, really serious? And I'm just like, nah, I'll be fine. And he's like, are you sure, dude? Because, you're like, it could be, like, a really big deal. I'm like, yeah, no, it doesn't matter. I'll be okay. So, long story short, it's at the end of the day. I'm walking to my bus, and my bus has, like, the stairs up onto it. Okay. Alright. Okay. Not even gonna question it. I'm walking up on the bus, and I'm like, I can't lift my leg high enough, because I'm too sore, and it hurts too bad to lift my leg up onto the bus. So, the bus driver just kind of staring at me like, are you good, man? Like, are you gonna be okay? Or you're just kind of standing there, just looking at the steps. You just gotta, like, use your legs and, like, walk up. It's not that difficult. I'm just like, I just kind of sit there and just, like, slow. I don't even know. I just, like, somehow managed to lift my legs high enough, like, up onto the. Okay, this guy's just gonna bow me. I can just sit here until our team gets upgrades and then fist this guy off. Come here. No. Come here, kitty. Okay, they're not doing that. But yeah, so I'm, like, struggling to live and just trying to do the most basic of tasks. How did you not live, dude? You good, man? Oh no, I'm dying. Oh my gosh, you've got it. Okay. But yeah, so essentially I'm just, minding my own business as always. And, okay, verified. Interesting. So, anyways, as I was saying, you don't want to know what happened in the past 2 games, it's kind of embarrassing. Anyways, I get home and everything, and I just start crying because I literally can't, like, walk like a normal human being, and I'm just struggling to live my life. And then my mom does all of these, like, remedies and stuff on me, because, why not? Well, yeah, whose mom doesn't do that? It's very basic stuff that is done on me. Nothing is helping me. I'm still struggling to live my life. And it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna, like, give up. Like, I just laid in bed, went to bed, I'm just like, okay, maybe it'll all be over tomorrow. Oh, well, boy, was I wrong. So, essentially, I tried sleeping, but, typically whenever you're going through immense pain and you can't rotate in your bed at all, you can't exactly sleep. So I was just sitting, on a school night. It was like a Tuesday, I think, but, so I am just sitting in bed, eyes wide open, just on my Amazon Kindle Fire because I don't have a phone that can actually, like, do that. And basically, I'm just, like, wide awake at 4 a.m. watching YouTube, just being like, no way am I going to school tomorrow because I'm literally struggling to live. Like, why on earth would I go to school? I just wake up and it's just like, okay, wow, I barely lived through that. But yeah, so actually I went to bed at around like 5 a.m. maybe, and so I had to wake up at like 7 to go to school, which isn't exactly ideal, on a school day. How do can I really not get up? Wait, I got this. Big brain. I am so smart. Look at me go. Yeah, and then I wake up and my mom is just like, oh, you can just go into school, it'll be okay. I'm just like, what? You said, you say that again? Doesn't exactly make any sense, let's just put it that way. Yes, finally. Please, please. Yes, okay. Yeah, so I'm just like, you're kidding, right? Like, I can't move my legs. You're just saying I'm just gonna, go to school and I can't walk and just put me in a wheelchair. It didn't seem to me that she understood the weight of the situation, but okay, well, there he goes. I just go and stay in bed, and my mom just comes in my room like 2 hours later, and she's just like, hey, I think we should take you to the ER. I'm just like, wow, finally some common sense. I mean, no, but like, it's just like, you're kidding. Like, after all of this time, you're just now gonna think that taking me to the ER might be a good idea. She's like, yeah. Bow spamming for the win. Why the heck are you cleaning up? Dude, how is he hitting all of his shots now? Why are you targeting me? I'm gonna lose this match, because that guy's pretty good and I'm trying to talk right now, buddy. Or I'm not going to lose, I'm just gonna straight line him like this, because that's how freaking things work, and then I'm just gonna straight line this guy and almost die. Okay, interesting game right there. Okay, well, anyways, as I was saying, my mom takes me to the ER, because she's like, oh yeah, I looked it up on Google, and it seems like you have symptoms for this awful thing. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And this awful thing is rhabdomyolysis. Honestly, to this day, I still don't even know if that's how you say it. But, so yeah, they take me to the ER. And they're like, okay, we're gonna take your PK level. They get my PK level, and they're like, yeah, sorry, sucks to be you. It's like super high, and we can't even read it with our lab equipment. So I was just like, you're kidding, right? Yeah, so they have to take me to the hospital. All of a sudden, they're just like, hey, we just took you to the entirely wrong hospital. And my mom just gives them like the death glare that moms give. And just looking at them like they're crazy. And so they're just like, yeah, sorry, now that they took him to the wrong hospital, we're gonna have to, get new ambulance drivers, because that's how that works. And they're like, are you kidding me? We took him 45 minutes to this hospital just for you to be like, hey, sorry, you can't do that anymore. So it's just like a huge argument between the ambulance drivers and the wrong hospital that they took me to, because apparently that's an easy thing to do, taking me to the wrong hospital. I don't know how that works. So then they're just like, yeah, no, we gotta get new ambulance drivers. You guys aren't allowed to. And it wasn't because it was like they made the mistake of doing that. It was because actual it was like hospital protocol or something, some stupid thing like that they couldn't do. Basically, in the process of that, our ambulance drivers got extremely mad, and they're like, yeah, no, we're gonna take him anyways. And they're like, you can't do that. And then guess what they did? They took me anyways, which was very nice of them to do. Very nice people, really like them. How did he survive? No way he survives that. Okay. They take me to the new hospital, and like despite all of that stupid drama that of them saying I wasn't allowed to be taken by the same ambulance drivers, is kind of annoying. If that's the right word. Most definitely, because it just took 2 hours. It took 15 minutes because of that. Or it took around like 45 minutes because they did that, which is just a stupid mistake it's a stupid unnecessary nuisance, which I shouldn't have to deal with as a hospital patient. So yeah, they just kind of treated me like I was just some more protocols for them to follow, which was extremely aggravating, because it's like, it doesn't make me feel like I'm a human being, it just makes me feel like I'm just part of I mean, I am part of their job, but it's like kind of a big deal, going to the hospital for a reason, not to have random people argue over whether I should be able to be taken by the same hospital drivers. So they were really nice for taking me, so I really appreciated that. And so yeah, I got to the new hospital, and then they're just like, okay, so now we're gonna take your PK level again. And they're, wait, what are my track and compass? Am I blind? Where did it go? What? Is it? Oh, it's in my, I'm so, okay. We don't talk about that. Never happened. Where is this? Is he move? He's moving. Oh, I'm blind. Okay. So, their method of taking my blood in the hospital was different in that it was, they take like a little knife kind of thing, and then they just like, it's like a little finger prick kind of thing, I think is what they call it, finger pricking. Which sounds interesting, but that is what they call it nonetheless, so. Yeah, so they basically just like poke a little hole in your finger, and then, yeah, that's about it. Yes, come to me. I have no arrows left. Smart man. It's really hard not having a rod. Anyways, so they basically just like pricked my finger and they're like, oh hey, sorry, we did it wrong. And then they pricked my finger again because like they basically scraped the blood off of my finger. And it was like horrifying. Such a terrible feeling. So they just basically are like, yeah, okay, my bad. And when they did that, it was like they didn't even care that it wasn't professional. They just kind of thought it, and they're like, oh, okay, I screwed up on my job once, no big deal. And just like, no, it's a very big deal, because now I have to suffer with getting finger pricked again. And they basically did it about 6 times on one finger in just one day, because they did it wrong so many times. And they're like, yeah, no big deal, it's okay, you'll be fine. How am I not close enough to this guy? That was... I'm a pro gamer. Oh my gosh. That was actually... Okay. We won't talk about that. For that guy's sake, of course. How do I not have a rod yet? This is just kind of sad for me. There it is. Yeah. Here. So, yeah. And it wasn't a very pleasing experience, to say the least. So, yeah, fun hospital experience. They did that another 3 times in a row. Like, I was there for 5 days, and they still continued to do it. Even after all of that, they're like, yeah, we're just gonna keep on scraping the blood off of his finger and making it dry up so we can't use it anymore. We're smart. Like, honestly, I was better fit to be paid than they were, which is kind of sad. But, yeah. So this is all thanks to, people being stupid and talking, but it's also the coach's fault because they decided it would be a good idea to punish me for something that I didn't do. Anyways, I'm finishing it off with Dragon Escape because it's like the most difficult game ever, obviously. I got back to school and everything was pretty much normal. Nobody really cared that much, which it's not like I really expect them to. The coaches were like, oh man, that sucks, we put you in the hospital, how unfortunate. Yeah, went to physical therapy for like 3 months after that. A really boring experience. Yeah, the funny thing is, it's extremely ironic because the coach who punished us, his nephew got rhabdomyolysis like the very the very next year, I think. It was kind of funny because now it was his turn to have someone that he knows be hospitalized. It was pretty normal, honestly. Well, it's not a good thing at all that his nephew got it, but yeah. So that's story time with Emuki. Woo, so entertaining, I bet. Tell me what you think of me doing this. It's pretty lame, but oh well, I don't really care that much, so. Yeah, definitely, you know, subscribe so I can feed myself tomorrow and live under a house, because that's how it works. And yeah. Peace.